Hello. So, I feel I need to preface this video by saying that I was just discharged from the hospital. Um, I went because I was having shortness of breath, like losing my breath for no reason. I couldn't catch it. So, I went to the hospital to find out that I have 5 blood clots in my lung. And I have another blood clot in my left leg that goes from my knee to my ankle. Now, I was discharged today, which I was very thankful for because I didn't want to make this video in a hospital room. But they gave me massive doses of blood thinners that are supposed to stop the blood clots from getting bigger. And if one does break loose, it is supposed to keep it from blocking my heart or something like that. So I'm home now. And hopefully it all works out. But in this video, I want to talk to you about some traditional Cajun dishes. Now, my dad's from Louisiana, and we grew up on a lot of this. So, the first one that I want to talk to you about is going to be boudin. Now, boudin is probably the most Cajun dish of the three that I'm going to talk about. And boudin is basically a type of sausage that's traditionally made with a mixture of pork, rice, and seasonings. So, you have your typical sausage that's all meat and then seasonings, but then you have boudin, which is it's like pork and then rice and then all other kinds of seasonings. It's like a meal in and of itself, and it's awesome. But it is the history of it was from when the Acadians came down to Louisiana from France, and then later from Nova Scotia. But it's just awesome. You'd have to try it to really understand it. Then the second one is jambalaya, which is Creole, and it was actually made in New Orleans, like in the French Quarter. That's where it started. And it was from the Spaniards trying to make paella, but they didn't have saffron, so they substituted tomatoes for saffron. And then that's where jambalaya came from. But it's basically rice, sausage, and you make it as spicy as you want. Or not spicy at all, depending on your taste. But true jambalaya is at least a little spicy. And then the third one is gumbo. Now, gumbo is one of the most versatile dishes you'll ever come across. You can use virtually any kind of meat, any kind of vegetables. It's like goulash, but better. And the basis of gumbo, when it was first made, was okra. And I mean, okra is just, it was okra gumbo, and now people, you substitute green beans or corn or whatever else. But the basis of any good gumbo is a roux. And the way you know how a roux is going to taste is by its color. The darker it is, the spicier it will be. Now, if you go to New Orleans, if you go to Louisiana and order gumbo, it will be spicy. If you make it yourself, you can control that. But there's seafood gumbo, there's chicken gumbo, there's pork, there's beef, it's so simple and so easy, and you can add whatever you want. But the gumbo is usually called is an example of the melting pot nature of Louisiana cooking, where it takes something from this culture and something from that culture and then flips it and makes it into something that is even better. And I mean, I haven't made it yet, but only because if you don't get the roux just right, it won't turn out right. So, to recap, we talked about boudin, gumbo, and jambalaya, which are all traditional Creole Cajun dishes. Now, there are other places that make it, but if you want the best, it's gotta be in Louisiana. So, with that, I'll say thank you for your time, and I hope that this inspires you to make it or go find it and taste it. So, thank you.